Hi students, a pleasant morning to all of you. I'm really fortunate to associate myself with you through this video. Beforehand, I want to take on a picnic to Kaveri River. All of you forget about your subject stuff. Come along with me. Remember, this is an evening session. We are going to the bridge, Kaveri River Bridge. What do you see there? See lots of people, friends, relatives, families together for an outing. Vendors are around. You want to buy some peanuts. Enjoy the scenery. It is a spectacular scenery there. Nothing else. That's what I said. You forget about the subject stuff. What do you see in the Kaveri River Bridge? It is a beautiful river. What type of things do you like there? The flowing of water, the gushing forth of the river. That's all is about the poem, today's poem. Now come back to the lesson. This is a poem titled River. This poem was written by the poetess Caroline Ann Bowles. You should know the difference between a poet and a poetess. A male person is called a poet. If the poem is written by a female, she is called a poetess. The poetess is a celebrated, famous, noteworthy, a distinguished personality. You know the reason? She is the wife of the great poet laureate, Robert Southey. He was the poet laureate of Britain. You should know the meaning of poet laureate. Let us go back to our olden days. When the kings ruled, they used to engage a lot of poets in the kingdom. So for English faculty also, the group of poets would suggest a name and the king would appoint in Britain. He is called a poet laureate. He is the king of poets. So such a person, Robert Southey and his wife, both of them are famous personalities in English literature. Now, with this background, let us go to the concept, the real poem, River. Students, all of you take your page number 141. This is a memory poem, The River. The poetess Caroline Ann Bowles. First stanza. River, river, little river, bright you sparkle on your way. Oh, the yellow pebbles dancing, through the flowers and foliage glancing, like a child at play. Stanza 2. River, river, swelling river, on you rush through rough and smooth, louder, faster, brawling, leaping, over rocks by rose banks sweeping, like impetuous youth. Stanza 3. River, river, brimming river, broad and deep, and still as time, seeming still, yet still in motion, tending onward to the ocean, just like mortal prime. Stanza 4. River, river, headlong river, down you dash into the sea. Sea that line hath never sounded, sea that sail hath never rounded, like eternity. Dear students, just now you heard a reading of the poem. Now we are going to see stanza by stanza in detail and the meanings. Dear students, there are two ways of reading a poem. First, the appreciation. At high school level, you know to appreciate a poem. Only at a college level, the same poem will come under the scrutiny of critical analysis. As you are all students of school, you need to appreciate the beauty of the poem. Hence the lines, "River, river, little river, bright you sparkle on your way, o'er the yellow pebbles dancing, through the flowers and foliage glancing, like a child at play." It's very simple. The river, just like a child, flows through. The water gushes forth. This is just nothing but the philosophy of life. There are 4 stages of human life: child, adult, a matured man, finally eternity. Here the first stanza speaks about, like a child, the river also flows, dancing. A child dances, so too the river dances along with the waves. Come along, dear students, for the second stanza. River, river, swelling river, on you rush through, rough and smooth, louder, faster, brawling, leaping, over rocks by rose banks sweeping, like impetuous youth. In the first stanza we saw, just like a child, the river was gushing forth. The second stanza, it is quite aggressive. Just like a youth, it goes faster, rough, bold, and fearless. That is the significance of the poem in the second stanza. Here, you'll have to remember there is one figure of speech, like impetuous youth. One of the figures of speech is simile. Simile is to compare from one thing to another. River is compared here as an impetuous youth. Now let me read out the poetic lines of the third stanza. River, river, brimming river, broad and deep and still as time, seeming still, yet still in motion, tending onward to the ocean, just like mortal pride. Here, in the third stanza, the river has become a mature person like. As the third stage of a person is a mature person, I said earlier. That is why you can see still, yet still in motion. The river is quiet, but still there is some activity. As a man works hard to maintain his family, so also in order to reach the final stage, the river is in motion, in a still position. Now let's go to the fourth stanza. The finality of human life is to merge with eternity, to merge with God. Here, the river merges or ends with the sea. That is the beauty of the poem. So there is a beautiful coherence. In the first stanza we saw, as a child, the river flows. The second stanza, like a fearless youth, it boldly moves. And the third stanza, like a man who works hard, the river also moves gently, surely. In the fourth stanza, it is quiet. It is reaching the purpose of merging with the sea, as a human being is merging with God. Now let's see. River, river, headlong river, down you dash into the sea. Sea that line hath never sounded, sea that sail hath never rounded, like eternity. Dear students, so far we have gone stanza by stanza to understand the essence and meaning of the poem. As I have said, it is the philosophy of life is compared with that of the river. There are 4 stages of a man's life: child, adulthood, man, and towards eternity. So also, the river flows naturally in the first stanza. The second stanza, very fiercely, a fearless youth like the river flows, gushes forth. And the third, it is quiet, motionless, still active. And towards the end, the river merges with the sea, as man merges with eternity. Hope you have understood. Try to follow this because it is a memory poem. It is very important. Read with passion and you will enjoy the poem. Dear students, let's meet once again in the next class. Thank you very much.